Big up, everybody. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe. It's going to be an interesting one. Greetings to you, my brother Drex. I hope you're well. Big up to everyone in the building. Of course, the expected, how should I put it, news brief is going to happen before I drop the link so everyone could get in. And I give you guys a little bit of the information as I have it and what's going on and the current reports right now for Manchester United. And I just think let's start with the new stuff and then we'll move on to the bad news. You know what I mean? The possible bad news and these kinds of things, because currently, guys, it's an interesting one. And there's a lot of interesting reports coming out right now on the market about Manchester United. And guys, it's one of those things where I just feel like we, as the fans, Manchester United fans, we need to do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We need to get the job done. And Manchester United as a team, as a unit, as an institution, you know what I mean? They definitely need to do some good business. And for me, I just think that right now we need to focus on the future, because there's a lot of poor decisions that we made in the past that led us to where we are currently right now. As you see, things are not that great, but we can correct that. But it will take time. So let's start with some of the new reports. There is some interesting news coming out. This one is coming out of Portugal, and it claims that Manchester United is very much interested, in getting a pairing of players coming out of Portugal directly out of the club Porto. And those two players, you might add, are very interesting as they both feature in parts of the field that are critical, that we are missing that spark and that brightness that we need. And Ojogo claims that United representative was watching the Porto's 4-0 league win over Boa Vista on Saturday. They didn't specify who was being monitored, but they are sure that United have been targeting at least 2 or 3 of the players. One in particular would be Samu Omorodion. The young striker, who has been sensational, he did score 2 goals against Manchester United early on the season in the Europa League as we played Porto away, has been on a very big, upturn, as he has been in good scoring form in Portugal since his move from Atletico Madrid. Interestingly enough, not only that youngster, but another 22-year-old interesting young Spaniard, and I'm talking about for the midfield, right? And it's a young player by the name of Gonzalez. And Nico Gonzalez, everyone is saying, is a superb opportunity for him to make a step up. And his performances, he has been averaging a 90% passing accuracy, an average of 5.6 duels and 2.1 tackles per game. He's a creative attacking midfielder, but he's also that old school type of midfielder that can defend, will make challenges. He's not scared of getting into physical confrontations with other players. It's an interesting situation, guys, as we are looking at it right now. And these are the current reports. And I'm just going to go through a bunch of them because there's a lot of new reports coming in about Manchester United and some of the interesting players that we have been looking at and players you may not know that we are looking at. Of course, we spoke about Dani Olmo, and we will continue to talk about Dani Olmo as today is the deadline, and we are currently awaiting the decision of the appeal court, which we should be getting news on in the next hour or two, as it will be the end of day. Now, they're saying that we will be in for some competition as PSG has jumped into the race for Dani Olmo. Maybe they might have the money power, but do they have the pulling power? I would disagree. I think United is the perfect place for Dani Olmo to come to. And I think Dani Olmo himself will understand that. No one needs to tell him that. It's a club on the way back up. Now, moving on, another interesting situation is this development here, guys, that we will be talking about as well. And that's the confirmation of Unia's plans on signing ex-Amarim protege in January, and fans will be delighted. It's almost a certainty. We have made a bid. Negotiations are underway, and I would not be shocked if he is one of the signings that we make in the first couple days of the window. Also, I would not be shocked if Dani Olmo becomes our first signing, because the brother will be on a free, hopefully, if the ruling that standed on Tuesday stands today. So let's see how it goes, guys. Let's wait. I've got some more news coming for you. This one's a little bit more not good news. And Yeah, guys, Alphonso Davies. And here's the problem. His wage demands could stop a potential move to Manchester United. And this is because this young Canadian at wing back, defender, left wing back, if you want to call him that, Alphonso Davies is demanding 20 million euros a year for his new contract, whether it's at Bayern Munich or at Manchester United. And 20 million euros a year is almost triple, as a matter of fact, of what Eriksen makes in his current contract at Man United. So think about that, guys. To sign this guy, we're going to have to pay 3 times what we pay Christian Eriksen, who earns somewhere about £7 million a year, roughly. Yeah, guys, this is not the deal for Man United. I don't know what you guys are thinking about this, but this is going to be an interesting situation. Big up to Zico TV in the building. Big up my bro. Big up to Brian Foskett in the building. And guys, I'm just thinking from a perspective where I might not be in favor of the player, but if Man United are interested in the player and they do choose to get the player, I hope that the player will be within all constraints that will make it not a problem for FFP and not a problem for securing multiple targets in the January window that could help us keep ourselves out of a relegation battle this season, who a lot of people consider us to be in. Me, I'm not that far yet. I think we're in a tough time, but relegation battle, not soon. I think if we win tonight, just like Brian Foskett is saying, it's possible that maybe we can, push on. It's definitely going to be an up and down situation, guys. Amorim has only been here for 5 or 6 weeks. I don't think that's enough time to really judge our trajectory, but I definitely don't think our trajectory is into a relegation battle. That's just my honest opinion. So with the news of Alphonso Davies demanding something like 20 million per year, I don't think those salary demands will be something Ineos will be interested in, as they already screaming about cuts all over the place. And 20 million euros a year for this player is the cost of the left back at Girona. And I'm talking about Miguel Gutierrez, guys. So paying him one salary is the price of getting Miguel Gutierrez, who we could probably give 60, 70,000 a week. Now, what would you choose, guys? Let me know in the comments, because I know a lot of you like Alphonso Davies, but this demand is ridiculous. And I don't think Man United should be partaking in that. And if we do, why are we making all these cuts? Why are we cutting from the foundation and the fans? Anyway, moving on. This is another point I wanted to discuss. I know everyone is excited about the possibility of signing Osimhen, but Galatasaray has a crazy plan to thwart our January pursuit of Victor Osimhen. And Galatasaray have reportedly come up with a crazy plan intending to keep Victor Osimhen and foil Manchester United attempts at luring him to Old Trafford. United are believed to be keen on securing reinforcements in the striker position either in January or the summer transfer window. Joshua Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund have been far from convincing, as they are both not the finished article and need time to develop. So it's one of those things where they might need a proven striker. This is where Osimhen comes in, who is currently on loan at Galatasaray from Napoli and has been linked to United at various points of his career, but a move never got materialized. A previous report covered by the People's relayed United are in a 3-way battle for the Nigerian, who's valued at a whopping 75 million euros. The possibility of a swap deal has been suggested, with Napoli thought to be admirers of 3 players, Zirkzee, Højlund, and one-away forward Marcus Rashford. Fabrizio Romano insisted that to secure Osimhen's services in January, United will need to trigger his release clause and guarantee him at least a hefty salary up to £11 million per season. Now, Turkish outlet Fanatic claimed that Galatasaray have prepared a crazy plan for Osimhen to keep him in their ranks. Fanatic added that the meeting was held between United and Napoli, where the transfer was approved. The Red Devils, who want to strengthen their squad with a great striker in January, held a meeting with Napoli in order to obtain Osimhen's transfer fee. While the Italian club approved this transfer, the Nigerian star gave a response that reassured the Galatasaray community. The forward said, "I'm at Galatasaray until the end of the season," and conveyed this to his suitors that he closed the door on all offers during the mid-season break. Galatasaray management is working hard to get Osimhen's transfer fee. President Dusan Özbek and his staff are preparing to cover the 75 million euro transfer fee for the striker, especially with two major sponsorships from China. It's understood that work is being done to ensure the funds are in place to bankroll the Osimhen operation. So far, Osimhen has scored 12 goals and provided 5 assists in 15 matches in the Super League and Europa League. Guys, not saying it's going to happen, but it's very possible that he stays at Galatasaray. You know what I mean? But let's move on to some other interesting news, and it's this guy, young Delap. You know, he's kind of an ass to the whole, but not really that guy. But, you know, a lot of people think he might be an interesting option for Man United, and certainly some people might be thinking United might be in for the player. As you can see, this report is saying that Man United want to agree a January deal for the Premier League star. I don't think he's up for it. I don't think he's anywhere near Rasmus Højlund. He might have a little bit of more bite in him in terms of aggression, but other than that, I don't think he has any more quality. You know, and the Daily Mail claims that Ipswich Town are braced for Liam Delap's potential departure and United among the clubs interested in signing him. However, Manchester City have a buyback clause in the striker's contract. There's also a release clause for other suitors to purchase him. United are unlikely to agree a deal for Delap because, you know, the Tractor Boys from Manchester City for £20 million last summer, and he has fared decently with 6 goals and 1 assist and 17 outings. Delap has directly contributed to the club picking up 5 points, and he can be crucial to their prospects of staying in the Premier League next season. However, Ipswich may not be in a strong negotiating position. As reported, a release clause could be triggered by interested clubs, including the Red Devils, and that release clause is for £40 million. There's a chance that he could leave in January, but United are unlikely to win the race. Due to financial concerns, they have sufficient funds, but they may need a permanent transfer of Marcus Rashford to afford the young centre-forward. Even then, a transfer doesn't appear likely. City are without a proper backup to Erling Braut Haaland after parting ways with Julian Alvarez during the last transfer window. If United were to make a move, City could counteract the situation by triggering the clause. Yeah, guys, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm not too keen on this. I don't know how true this is, guys, but again, like I tell you, it's a report that's there, and I just wanted to bring it to you guys because, let's be honest, you know what I mean? It could be possible, and we can't rule anything out, and I'm here to report the news, you know, all of the news, whether I like it or not. Moving on, I think some people might be happy about this bit of news. La Liga outfit Real Betis have phoned in to find out the terms of a deal for young winger Anthony from Manchester United. Of course, you guys know that I'm a fan. I would hopeful that the player could make a comeback in the United colours. But if he is to get sold, I would expect the deal to be at least break-even prices. When I say break-even, at least 45 to 55 million pounds. I don't think they should be. We could recover the 90 million fee that we paid for him, or close to it. But at least we can get to the midway point, and that would be somewhat of a reasonable loss. But right now, currently, as FFP stands, United cannot take that loss. That 60 million loss would be written into FFP and further shrink our opportunity into purchasing players in this January window, and not to mention affecting the summer. So while this is an interest, unless the offer is really amazing, guys, I'm pointing out that, you know, it's not a huge possibility that this is other than interest that might not materialize. But let's get into the story, as the Red Devils are having a below-par domestic season and are yet to pick up form, and they're sitting in 14th in the table. Now, the Brazilian winger who joined the Red Devils back in 2022 for a mammoth 85 million euros is one of those names. He has fallen down the pecking order this season and has only clocked 349 minutes in all competitions. Spanish outlets Los Verblancos are interested in loaning Anthony, but the deal is considered very difficult due to his high salary at the Premier League Giants at 120k per week. Real Betis, though, already made their first move as they are eyeing the loan deal with his parent club and paying part of his salary. Anthony would also likely to have a financial sacrifice to make the move happen, while Real Betis would also want to offload a player. It has been suggested that Los Verblancos boss Manuel Pellegrini's style suits a player of Anthony's profile, and now it seems that if the Spanish club are able to come to an agreement with the Red Devils for the Brazilian winger. Anthony's agents are in favor of a move to Real Betis, as they feel it could be the right environment to get back on track. However, I think that last statement is totally false. We have done a story on Anthony where his agent was speaking, and his agent was speaking last week, and his agent has said that this has not been shared with Anthony, and apparently, and he's fighting his way back in the team, and this is what he wants to do. If anything changes, they will try to facilitate, but nothing has. And that report was on Sunday, and this report is today. I don't think it's quoting anything, actually. I think it's more of an opinion piece. But realistically, guys, it's a possibility, so I'm bringing it out to you here at the news, so it's there. Other interesting news coming in is that Leicester City, not only are they interested in Lindelof, but they have inquired about the services of Toby Collier, guys. The Foxes currently are in the relegation zone after 3 consecutive Premier League defeats, and new manager Van Nistelrooy struggling to turn things around, as some might have hoped. Van Nistelrooy previously impressed in a spell in charge of Man United and PSV Eindhoven before that, and it seemed that the Dutch tactician still has a good relationship with the Red Devils, however, and has asked about potential loan signings to help his team in January. Toby Collier is on the agenda, as well as Victor Lindelof. According to reports, the young midfielder is looking for a likely option for Leicester this winter. It's probably a bit soon for Collier to be playing regularly at Old Trafford, so you surely benefit from the experience of some first-team football at the King Power Stadium. However, Leicester might also have to view this deal with a bit of risk when they're in the relegation battle, as Collier lacks experience at this level. LCFC might do a better to add players who know a bit more about what it takes to succeed in the Premier League. But Van Nistelrooy could end up being a good managerial appointment for Leicester, but he'd also surely need the support in the transfer market if he's able to have any kind of impact and be capable. So, guys, some interesting points, some interesting views, you know what I mean? And lastly, but certainly not least, Marcus Rashford bombshell again this morning, has let down multiple managers in the past, says Andy Mitten. And we know this to be true because Jose Mourinho spoke on this. Oli has spoke on this. Lots of people have spoken on this before, and I keep telling people, since Van Gaal, we have not made an attempt to sign a left-wing player. All the reason. So, guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Big up to all of you in the building. Of course, guys, I'm gonna drop the link now. I just wanted to go through the stories so everyone knows, what we're talking about. And of course, the link is in the chat, guys. So, it's there. I just dropped it. I will pin it as well, so it will remain there. Come in and have your say, guys, because at the end, it's a call-in show today. You know what I mean? It's the transfer call-in show. The link is pinned in the comment section, guys. Come in, have your say. Let me know what you're thinking. I already gave you the little bits of news. Of course, you see the 4 players who are on the thumbnail. These are 4 players that Man United have made moves on. They have made interactions with their camps on the availability, terms, and conditions. Of course, we have already made a bid for Nuno Mendes. And certainly, guys, we're definitely looking at those other deals. Omar Mamouche is certainly a possibility at £30 million. It's a doable deal. It's even cheaper than Liam Delap. You know what I mean? And he's also 25, interesting striker, very good work rate. He comes from Egypt. It's a different situation now, guys. When you have the likes of a interesting midfielder that we can possibly bring in, like Danny Olmo, on a possible free, probably costing maybe 1 million more a season than Eriksen, which would be 8 million. Why would we going for the likes of Alphonso Davies, who's going to cost 20 million a season? You know what I mean? Big up to Ricardo Pereira in the building. He says, hi, guys. Is everyone well? Big up to you. I am well, certainly. Big up to Danny B in the building as well. Big up to you, my bro. We need Cheeto and Amas, then offload Deadwoods, Casemiro, Malacia, Mount Erickson, Lindelof, Shaw, and Rashford. Last chance for Anthony Garner, Maguire, and Dalot. I can get with that. I don't think Cheeto is ready yet, my bro. And I definitely don't think Amas is ready, even more so for Cheeto. I've been watching Cheeto for the last couple of weeks in the U team. He has been doing okay in some games, but genuinely, when he played in the European games, he was very ineffective against more competitive competition. So it was one of those things where I think he still needs some time in the youth. However, I think Dan God Jr. as well has been developing pretty well this season. And I wouldn't mind bringing in young Amir Ibrahimov. I think young Amir Ibrahimov is much more ready than Cheeto and the like right now. That youngster has been doing amazing. His consistency is out of this world. He's brilliant, to be fair. Let's give enough time to Zirkzee, Hoyland, and Onana. Attack against those new guys is very unfair. I don't tend to disagree with that. I tend to agree with that 100%. The only thing for me is that Onana doesn't give me any confidence as a goalkeeper. But again, I say he has shown improvement better than last season already this season. He could have a bad patch, as much as it hurts. Real Betis will just scout a player in Brazil with a higher ceiling than Antony for 5 million. I don't think that's easy to find, to be honest. You were saying it for years, bro. I'm not even saying that because people would think I'm lying. You know what I mean? But I really have been saying it. Big up to Joshua in the building, bro. Big up to Josh in the building. If Antony leave, I'd be disappointed. Must give him all, at least until the end of the season. 100%, bro. I totally agree there. Amorim must set up a team to play 12. Can be done. A draw is possible. With luck, can win. I agree with that, guys. Again, guys, the link is in the comments. So if you guys want to come in and have your say, sorry if I didn't get to the chat sooner. Big up to Zeke. If you want to join, bro, the link is in the chat, my bro. You know, come in, have your say as well. It's going to be an interesting show. If you guys could come in and give me some more information on how you guys feel about some of these decisions and some of the possibilities of these players coming. Would you choose a different player? How would you do it? You know, the FFP is an issue. What do you think about that? Marcus Rashford. You know, let's talk about Marcus Rashford as he's on the screen, guys, because a lot of people, I've been on the KG stream this morning and we were talking about it, and KG was like, if we have to play Rashford, how would I feel? And I said, I would be disappointed in Amorim. I would be upset with Amorim, to be fair, because you know what? I think we all, as a fan base, even when I defended Ten Hag, everyone criticized him about not dropping players who are underperforming, especially players who've been at Man United for 5+ seasons. They should know better. They should have the experience. They should know more about what it takes and what it's needed, what is expected of them. And the reason why I'm saying I would be disappointed, I would even be thinking about Amorim is not the guy at that point, because it's what we said about Ten Hag. And I had to hold that one because Ten Hag been sacked. I backed him, and I'm the one that was wrong. So now this guy, we can't expect him to change things. I heard some people asking, should Amorim change his system? Will the 3-4-3 work in Man United? I don't know, guys. You know what I mean? I don't think we should change anything. I think we should be patient. It's a difficult one because I know the times are trying. I know it sounds like I'm just going with the flow, but realistically, we are Man United right now. We are not that Man United we were. We are trying to get back to that point, and it's going to take some hard times. Drex is here. Big up to you, my bro. What are you saying? How are you feeling, broski?
Big up, guys. How is everybody doing? I'm alright. Just tired, bro. Tired of this whole um circus. It feels like we're just in a dark state for a long time. And for me, I was talking. I was in a group where I was talking about when everybody was all Ten Hag out, and the frustration, and rightly so, right? Then I made a comment like, "Yo, we are not a manager away from doing anything." And somebody actually told me that yes, change the manager, and we'll win better trophies than what we've won. And I laughed. I'm like, okay, sign me up for that, right? But now 6 weeks, almost close to 6 weeks, new manager comes in, and a lot of people, like, I was listening on KG's earlier show earlier, right? And there was a guy that just came in with an almost a xenophobic um flavor, and I'm like, what's going on, right? The thing is, at the moment, like, fine, all the names of you, Anthony. Let me start with Davies. Davies wanting a 20 million euros package. He must be learning how to do stand-up comedy now, because that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. The Olmo link, the Danny Olmo. I hope we, I hope things don't go Barcelona's way, so he could be like a free transfer, and Omar Berada and them likes we just snap up that one, was free transfer. Come on, Daniel free, get him, right? And then there's another one, the Nuno Mendes. Is it no? Yeah, it's no Mendes, right? No. I've always wanted that guy at United, even before the links. I think I said it last year when we were struggling, when we didn't buy a left back. I said it the year before. Like, I want this Nuno Mendes guy. I like him. I like the way he plays, and although he has some dodgy injury record, but he's still young. So I just hope that by the time he could outlive all of that. But I like the guy. So if we could get a deal for him, I know it's going to be tough. PSG don't want to let him go. He doesn't want to sign a new contract. Maybe he could just be using United to just see how to get a bumper deal from PSG. But we never can tell. But if there's any light in that tunnel, maybe we should just wait and just gravitate towards that light and see if it will materialize. But other than that, I like the guy. Now, coming to all of these old Rashford thing, right? Rashford has clearly stated he wants a new challenge. A new challenge. He's what? So meaning, in my opinion, I'm not so much of an English person, but from what I understood and what I picked up from that interview is, I am done here. I want to move on. Like, I'm done. Yo, big up, Stephanie. I'm done here, bro. I want to move on. So that's to me, that's the end of the chapter. If he doesn't want to be here, so be it. It wasn't people trying to make it look like, oh, it's the old Ten Hag, Sancho, now it's Rashford. No, it's not. Amorim says play, man says no. That's even the bigger statement. Amorim says be fit, come do my thing, play according to how I want you. I know a lot of people are like, okay, but XYZ are not doing well, and he's not going after them. I'm like, but the obvious one in everybody's eyes is Rashford. And Rashford in himself has come out. If Rashford didn't say anything, then yeah, you could be going at Amorim. But Rashford has come out to say he wants to leave. So what else can a manager do?
Nothing else, bro. The only thing he can do is get rid, bro. And realistically, bro, this is the process. And as much as, bro, like I've been saying this for years, bro. I've been so real. I've been saying this in 2021, bro. It's time. 5 years is plenty, especially for a player who never really stepped up the levels. You know what I mean? You need to see progression. Everybody is talking about they want to see progression in managers' style of play and these sorts of things. And we give managers 2.5 seasons, bro. That is literally what we're giving them. Because I would say if we give our manager a 3-year contract, it will take 6 months for him to implement whatever style of play, get the right team or the starting 11 organized in his mind, you know, and everybody understanding things, then go forward from there. So if we give our manager 2.5 seasons, we can only give our player 5. Double that time. We can't get a player 4 times the time we're giving our manager. That makes no sense. You know? And I feel like
Rashford has been done long time though.
It's not even about being done. It's about sometimes it's like, you know, you stay too long, you stay past your welcome. You know, kind of thing.
Why I said that is I feel like it's a case of, you know, how the reports came that Pogba actually spoke to the board and said he wanted to leave when he wanted to leave. And the boards were like, no, you're not gonna go. I feel like we've passed that stage with Rashford. Rashford has actually gone to them and be like, yo, I want to leave, right? But he didn't get it. They for some reason they just told him, okay, do something, would reward you with a contract, and that Rashford has been done for time. Since the sacking of Ole, I think Rashford wanted to go. They just had to patch it up and just give him all of those perks and make him the untouchable in it.
The question is why, yeah? I would ask that question.
To answer that question, I'm not saying it's all gospel. I'm just saying this is what I'm thinking. To answer that question from what I'm thinking is maybe it's a way to just preserve what they have. It's the Glazer, it's the previous regime just wanting to see everything as asset, bro. We held on to players until they ran out their contract. We could have sold Lingard for 20-something mils, but we told him he wasn't going anywhere. Let him go, leave the club for free. So I'm just thinking, just to play. I'm not really playing devil's advocate. I'm just trying to balance the debate here. Maybe it's on the club. Maybe Rashford has gone to them and told them, yo, man, this thing, I don't see United going anywhere anytime soon. I want to go. and they're like, no, we'll get it right, just do this and we'll reward you. And it's because, how do you tell me somebody did all that good in, I know we all say he's had a roller coaster with United at United during his time, but all of a sudden, a shit season, you hit 30 GA, right? And you just go down. So there must be something in there. There must be something from the club. I'm looking at it from the club perspective. There must be something. We know how everybody has said the club is broken, fix the club and all of that. But there must be something at the club that's making players like Rashford be like, you know, I'm tired, but these guys are pushing and pushing, or they're giving me, sweetening the deal and all of that. But the man must have checked out long time. What we just see now is he just has to make it open so everybody knows.
I mean, it is what it is, bro. You know me, bro. Like, I'm not going to blame Rashford entirely for everything. I will blame the structure most of all, like, especially who was in charge before, because I would say, you know, at the end of the day, just like what Stephanie's saying, top owners are paid to deliver. It's your job. When you get in that perspective and all those different perks and all these things, it's doing it because you're delivering something.
Let me just respond. Stephanie, glad that you bring that up. Let me ask you a question. Stephanie, if you are working in a company and you know that your time is up, you already know that your time is up 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and the company comes in and you know they're not heading anywhere, based on what you can offer, based on how you carry yourself, the company is not heading anywhere. You want to leave and go maybe further, boost yourself with the company and grow. But the company comes and say, okay, you know what, right now you are a team lead, we're going to make you someone very important, and we're just going to give you all the perks in the world, blah, 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 blah. And you know that if you get to a new job, maybe you might be working 2 times what you're doing right now to get those perks that they're offering you. Wouldn't you take it?
I don't know.
I just like to hear now.
Well, let me see what Stephanie has to say.
Because I'm trying
I'm going to ask Olmo about the Marcus Rashford thing, Danny Olmo, and Alphonso Davies, and then Rickamank, and then I'll bring all of you back later for the.
All right.
We'll talk about that question you ask. Big up, Drex. Olmo, see you've been in the background for a while.
Listen, there's nothing for me to complain about. That's why I haven't been coming online. I watch the show every morning because when you do your show in the morning, that's like my wake up time and stuff. So there's nothing for me to complain about. What was your question?
Well, okay, let me start with Danny Olmo now. Interesting situation that he finds himself in Barcelona. Today.
It sounds nice, but I don't want any part of that. I don't want Danny Olmo. Like, I have other players that, in my opinion, are priority over Danny Olmo.
So just one. I mean, we're keeping it in the terms of midfield, attacking midfield. If you had a choice besides him,
attacking midfield is Cunha and João Pedro. That's the only 2 people I want over Danny Olmo. I'm not gonna say no to him, but those are my top 2 priority. If we cannot get those 2, I understand going for Olmo, but
Olmo on a free will be on a free. Yeah,
that must fit that German style of the way he press. He's like, you'll see, like, for him, it's like an improvement of Mount. Is what you're gonna see. Because he playing that German system in RB Leipzig. But I understand if you're going for Danny Olmo. My only thing is the wages.
I mean, if you're on a free and they give him 150, 200K, I don't think that's a big deal. You wouldn't be paying out a $20, $30 million fee on top of that.
So that was not saying 200 plus.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in euros, it would be 200 plus, but in pounds, I think max 200K.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because in currently, what he earning in euros is 179, and that's like 134K in pounds. So you gave him up to 200K in pounds. I'll probably send him over to 250 something in euros. Done deal, bro.
I just don't want anybody getting overpaid.
No, I mean, we're not paying any transfer fee for him, so I think it's a fair deal. We're saving money actually, because I mean, Barcelona paid 50 million for him, and if we paid him 200K a week, it would be something like 8 or 9 million pounds a year for 3 years. That's still not even 30 million pounds for 3 years when Barcelona only paid 51 million for 6 months.
True.
You know, so On to the next one, Alphonso Davies. He's demanding 20 million euros per year as a sign-on fee to play for Manchester United.
I already passed on him. He's a waste of time.
Okay, any suggestions? I know there's also Gutierrez, who is currently on the market for 20 million euros.
Gutierrez is good because like he's a prospect, but I'm tired of prospect. I'm not trying to build anything right now. We need stability. We need stability in the team. We have no for example, on our team, you cannot say who's the starter wing back because there's no stability. So I need stability. So if I'm looking for stability, I'm looking in the Premier League. And the only the two best left wing back in the league now is Antoine Robinson and Aït-Nouri. To me, are best two left back in the league. We should just snap one of them up.
No, so sir. Barcelona trying to do an appeal today. They are currently in front of the appeals court as we speak right now. I think in the next 90 minutes we will have a ruling. But currently, all the courts previously has upheld the ruling that they will not be allowed to register Dani Olmo. And yeah, it's not looking good for them. Robinson is 27 or 28, if I'm not mistaken, bro. I don't think he's 30. And I think he has the engine. I would not mind Robinson. My thing with North America I like.
My thing with Robinson and Nori, they've been in the league for so long. They know the league. And for them, they'll bring me. They're coming in, they're starting right away.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like, oh, I need to build you up to preseason, get you in form. No, you're coming in, boom, you're starting left back. You're starting left wing back. So what I need now is play that's gonna come in and start. I don't need a prospect. We have too many prospects in our team. Juro, Mino, strikers, prospect. There's no like I want someone to come in, boom, starter. So now I'm like people want to say that we should do it like Fergie. You know how Fergie did it back in the days? You go for the best player in the league and you snap them up and you put them in your team. You know who did that last year? Aston Villa. Aston Villa has been doing it year after year. I look at the team, I'm like, they stole our blueprint. Every best player, I'm never say not best player, every performing player in the league.
They bought a couple.
So why I don't want to outsource my players. I want to see the players that are performing in the league. I'm not saying the best, perform in the league, snap them up and put the like stability. They could go get outside signing. Because right now we need stability everywhere. Like I want the best stability player is in this Amarin system is Ahmad at wing back, and that's about it. That's about it. But every other place is shaky. It's shaky. Mazzarri center back. That's probably the only one. Licha left center back. That's it. And everywhere else is shaky. Like you could bring another player in the league and you'd be like, oh, this is an automatic improvement. No place is guaranteed in that lineup. It's everywhere shaky, except for those three, probably. I love Ahmad. His position, he's shaky. He just came back from injury. He's like everywhere is shaky. Like I'm like, oh my god, we are so far behind.
I mean,
but this Amarin system, what this Amarin system demands, it's so shaky. So now I just need players in the league. Get to start up. As you come in, boom, they're starting. It's not like I'm getting you into form. I need a starter. And
this is why. I mean, for me, I don't think Nuno Mendes is a bad option, and Robinson as well. I mean, I am not a fan of Aït-Nouri, but if that's the guy we bring in, I will back him. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and Robinson wages won't be not Robinson, Nuno Mendes. He's getting paid. He's getting paid the same as Mino, less than Garnacho at PSG.
Exactly.
So if he comes there, like to tell the truth, I don't want his wages past 60. I don't want.
If he come, they will have to bump it to like about 80. Because if he earning 50, they will have to give him at least. Huh?
He's earning 26,
bruh. No, then yeah, bro, he could get 60. He could get 60.
That's what I'm saying. I thought I said Garnacho get paid more than him. Garnacho is 50. He's earning 26 at PSG. Because of new contract is why he's fighting with the board there. He's earning 26. Come over here and just give him to 60 or 50 and call it a day.
Kirkes is another one. You see, the thing with Kirkes, bro, is they want 60 mil for Kirkes.
He was in the league last year, and his contract ran to 2028. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. He just came last year. If this was Kirkes' second year, I'll take it. But his first year, let him stay another year. Then we'll come back to it.
Yeah, we could possibly come back to it. I mean, it's interesting with Kirkes. You know, the only thing is they would want 60 mil, bro, and I don't think we should be spending 60 mil on our left back. I mean, it's okay if we spend 60 on a striker. As much as I don't want to, if we do it on a striker, I could understand it. But a midfielder and a wing back.
We gotta get striker. We gotta get midfielder. Listen, our recruitment has been poor, and that's finally caught up to us. It has been poor over the years, and it has finally caught up to us. This is the part where it has caught up to us. So now we need to go out there and get stability. Like me, I'm not going for prospect or what somebody could do, be the 5-year plan for you. No, I need stability for now because there's no guarantee to start. Everywhere is shaky. Everywhere is shaky.
Yeah, you might like that Nico Gonzalez option.
Listen, that's why I say, give me a player from the league. Give me players from the league, and I would say yes. I would say yes. Anybody that plays in the Premier League.
Joao Gomez.
I say yes to that too.
Cool. I like him too. I'll bring you back just now because we have 2 more questions to talk about, but I wanted to find out what Rick and Mang think about those same 3 questions as well, bro. Rick, what are you saying, broski? How everything going?
I'm good, man. I'm listening to the other call, the callers talk about the opinions and stuff. So the 3 questions about Marcus Rashford and who else?
Danny Olmo.
Danny Olmo.
And Alphonso Davies. So let's start with Alphonso Davies and we'll do Rashford last.
Alphonso Davies, I think he should get the fuck out of here, man. He's not that good. He's just like, dude is requesting $20 million. Like, does he think money grows on trees or something? Like, he's not good. He's fast going forward, but defensively he's compromised. So he's out. Danny Olmo,
possibly on a free. Might demand 8 to 9 million a season. Might have to pay him, which would be like 150K, 200K max.
See, the thing with players from Germany is we don't have success with them. Shinji Kagawa, what's his name? The stupid guy in Chelsea, our player, Jadon Sancho. So I you know what? I think there are other alternatives, but they will cost a lot because I'm looking at the only players I will probably like in that position is Cunha and Mohamed Kudus. And I keep on telling you about Kudus. You tell me no, he's not. But look, when you look at the type of players I'm always looking for, he's looking for intensity. Kudus is intense. Cunha is intense.
I don't despite that. Definitely.
So, Olmo, Germany, Barcelona, I'll probably let it go. I mean, because even though you pay him 150,000 pounds, what if it doesn't go right? Who's going to buy him who's going to buy him and pay those wages? So if you can get him for 120, 130, yes, I'll go for him. But you know what? The other caller was right. We used to go to the Premier League and take all the best players or the players who were performing. Mm-hmm. And now we're trying to be like Brighton, who bring all the talents from South America or someplace and develop them. I will go to the Premier League and start rating players. Cunha, I get him. Kudus, I'll get him. Any strikers that we want in the Premier League, maybe João Pedro, I'll get him. For the left wing back, Kerkez, I'll get him. Now, if it's 60 million and above, I will probably go get myself Dogu, Patrick Dogu. I think of all the outfield players that we are linked to, I think he's intense. Okay, he's a Nigerian guy living in Denmark. He's like Tito Obi Martin.
I know who you're talking about.
Exactly, he's like Tito Obi Martin. So he's intense. And I'm looking at Scandinavian players because when you look inside of Premier League, Scandinavian players, they tend to do well. Denmark, they tend to come in because they understand their graft, and also Portuguese players. So I will go for Dogu. Nuri, he is not defensively good, and sometimes his positioning also it needs to be questioned a little bit. Now on Marcus Rashford, you know what I've told you. If Marcus Rashford wants to leave, I'll get an Uber for him. I'll get Uber Comfort. You should go pick him up, pick up his stuff, take him to wherever he's taking him. I think he's about done. And you know what? I saw this coming because Mourinho didn't like him. Mourinho didn't like Rashford and Martial. And when you look at Amorim, he's very close to Mourinho. So I'm probably sure Mourinho told him, hey, listen, you got to get rid of that dude because if you don't get rid of him, you're not going to succeed. So I saw this coming and I knew he was not going to be part of the program going forward. And I think it's time for us to kind of listen. If somebody give us 40 million, I'll take it, man. I will take it, and I wish him the best. I'll give him, we make some postcards for him. You sign it, I sign it. Everybody signs it. We wish you the best, Marcus. May the Lord be with you. Put him on the Uber, ship him off.
100%, bro. Well, I'll bring it back in a little bit because we have one more question before we close the stream. I have Kenny coming in. I don't know if Vegeta go and jump in, so stick around for a few minutes, bro. I'll bring you right back. Kenny, my G, long time no see, buddy.
Long time, Mark. Yeah, I've been good. Man. I just, just fully recovered from mild fever, just on time for the game.
Don't get sick again after watching the team tonight.
I won't. Don't worry about that, man. Anyways, gonna do a watch along later. So, I just came in here. I just came in for vibes, anyways. I think, I couldn't even. I actually don't know who the hell is that Dogo, or is his name? Is that D
Patrick
silent?
Dogo? He's playing left back for Nordirland in the Danish Super League. He's a good defender. He's actually a good player, an interesting left wing back option. He's very intense. I happened to meet him when I went to visit my brother in Denmark. So I didn't know him as an intense player, but I met him. He's a physical guy, built, young dude.
Oh, he's all right. Okay, so you know what, Mark? Like in the history, we usually sign like loan signings, or we usually don't like generally we don't sign players in January. So if you ask me like whom should we sign as a left wing back, I actually mentioned this in the chat. I'd say Ed Nori from Wolves. Yeah, I'm like
Ed Nori from Wolves is interesting, bro.
I believe he's 24, 25 or something. Or I think he's young actually, and he was a guy who actually kept Amad Diallo in his quite in this whole game pretty much. So yeah, I was actually impressed with like El Nori and even this and like Mark, even this guy Andre, I've forgotten about him. And
Trinidad.
Andre, from that. We were actually linked with him. Wasn't he from like Fluminense?
In the summer. He's from that team from Flamengo. I think, or something like that.
I think from like Flamengo. Yeah, I might be.
Or Palmeiras, one of the two.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'd say Al Nori, I'm not. Yeah, I would say Cunha, but I think Cunha will be expensive. I wouldn't mind Danny Olmo on the cheap. I actually agree with you. To be honest, I wouldn't mind, but I actually agree with Danny Olmo on a cheaper rate because like that Jim Ratcliffe, he will do a lot of like I saw your stream early on this in your own at your morning time. My goodness me, man.
Bro,
oh God.
Let's not even talk about that right now. Last but not least, Alphonso Davies, 20 million euros a year. Take it or leave it. What is your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't mind Alphonso Davies, but like But I'd rather someone who can because as a wing back you have a lot of responsibilities in going forward, and you have to track back as well. So but like for me, Alphonso Davies would be more useful as a winger than being as a fullback. He's more for winger in my opinion.
Well, bro, stick around. I'm gonna
Yeah,
bring
sure,
in Vegeta, ask
No
him
problem,
those
yeah.
same questions, and then I'll bring you guys back, and we could touch on that thing with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the
Yeah,
foundation
absolutely.
before we end the show.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Big up everybody.
No,
Vegeta,
What's up, Mark?
20. Let me start with that because I see you asking 20 million a year. That is the current request of his agent for his fees
He's on crack,
per
bro. He's on
season.
crack, bro. Who else was he linked to? Which other club is he linked to?
He linked to Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid, bro. Come get your man, bro. 20 mil a year, bro.
Brother,
Crack, bro.
listen, I was telling when this was the situation with him and Bayern Munich, right? Bayern Munich wanted to give him an improved contract. The offer him, I think, was 15 or 16 mil. And he said no. He want 20. And that was where the problem in renewing his contract came with Bayern Munich. But I think they might meet in the middle somewhere around 18.5. Somewhere there. They might meet there in the middle, right? So a lot of people talking about we can get Davies, no contract agreement. We could go get Davies. But to go get
20
Davies,
mil.
bro, to pay Bayern Munich probably 40 million pounds. And then pay Davies 18 to 20 million a season.
That math don't make sense to me, Mark. That's. Do we have Richard Arnold? What's going on here? That's some Richard Arnold math, bro. What kind of math is this?
Bro, the math's
That's
not
mad.
matching. So, I was against that signing from the beginning. Because when I hear 20 mil, anything near 20, I was like, what? That's a whole player every season, bro. That's a whole player we could buy from Brazil or something.
I don't understand, bro. I'm so tired. You know what it is, bro? I like the player. You know me. I like the player. But the deal doesn't make sense for me because I'm just at a point where I'm looking at our current starting lineup and team as a whole. And we've got people earning insane wages and we're 14th, bro. Why do we need to keep doing this, bro? Why can't people come and actually earn their place here? Because if the goal is win the league, how about you win the league and then we can talk about 20 million a year? How about that, bro? I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, bro.
Wages,
They
Mateta.
keep it away. Yes, bro. Imagine a year. No, nah.
Brother,
Nope.
I just want to put it in comparison. I asking men if they would take Danny Olmo on a free and give him 200K per week, which is probably 12 million a year. Probably.
Yeah.
Close to that. It could be less. No, it's less. As a matter of fact, it's about 9 million a year because Ericsson earns 7.8 million a year and he makes 130K a week, right? So give or take, it will probably work out to something like 9 something a year if we pay him 200K a week and we're not paying a transfer fee. Danny Olmo.
Did Barcelona end up fixing the whole registration thing? Because I'm a big fan of Danny. I'll take him on a free. I don't think 200K for free. Yeah, it's the math makes more sense in that case because with the other deal it was flipping we buy him for 40 and we must still pay him 20. That's ridiculous, bro. I mean,
Brother.
last time I checked, don't we still owe some other clubs transfer fees as well? So we want to add on to that. Nah, bro. That's
Bro,
terrible.
200 and something million in debt and transfer fees, bro.
Nah. But I'll take Danny Olmo though. Because
Right, of course.
think about this, bro. We had KG show this morning and people struggled to actually form the two behind the number 9 because we don't technically have a number 10 without Bruno. So why not take a Danny Olmo and put him there, bro, for free? I'm just broski. Like our options right now are people are putting Kobe Main on the 10. I said, yo, don't do that, bro. He's not a 10.
Bro, I still not gonna be too mad at people putting Kobe Mainu in the 10. Just because for the simple fact that he has a good, interball skills, link up skills. He could move with the ball. And with the 2 10s, he don't have to be the 10 not doing all the creation. You know what I mean? So in that regards, could see it. But realistically, bro, getting a player like a Danny Olmo, I think improves us, not just him being a player that we could play instead of Bruno, but what about playing him and Bruno?
Yeah, because it's a 2 behind the number 9. So that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't just have Bruno trying to spam crosses in, because we can say to Bruno, chill, bro. There's another person who can also do the job. Maybe you can get some goals for once instead of trying to assist for everybody else. It's okay, bro. You're pretty okay with getting goals. Maybe let Danny do the creating and you get some goals or chip in here and there, so that the weight of scoring goals is not just on Hoyland or on the other guys. Yeah, I like that, bro. They're two different number 10s. I'll say that much, which is
100.
cool.
And for me, I think it's a good balance that we will have. It's a different situation, a different dynamic. So now that we address those two, Marcus Rashford, your opinions, because for me, what KG was saying about we need him and these kind of things, I felt a lot this morning like we forgot that we blame Ten Hag for not being strong enough to play with all these players,
Last season,
because
bro.
they were the ones that really wasn't performing consistently as senior players who've been here more than 5 seasons should know what is expected of them and should be already acclimatized to the pressure of being a Man United player.
Marcus Rashford is pretty simple, bro. I don't think we need him. I feel like, and I'm gonna say this, bro, and people are gonna say I'm crazy. I feel like we've overrated him to the point where I don't know, bro. Like I heard Cult Hero and all of this crap, bro. I'm like, you understand what academy people we've actually had? I feel like people have short memories. So if we're going to compare apples with apples and we look at what we've produced from the academy, he really isn't all that, bro. To be honest, it's not that deep, bro. He doesn't think it's that deep. I mean, Marcus himself, his own attitude right now in the last 2 years tells me it's not that deep, bro. He just had a manager who persisted with him last year to try and get him to get back to what he can be. And maybe that was to the detriment of Ten Hag. So yes, I do agree with you that on the one hand, people criticize Ten Hag for not dropping him last season, which I also cried about. But this season now, because desperation settings, it's desperation, Mark. That's the answer you're looking for. It's desperation. It's kind of like when people said take out Bruno last year, and maybe we'll play better. And then we took him out, and we didn't score, I think, for like 9 games or something stupid like that. And then it's desperation, bro. It's when we will say anything and everything because I think fundamentally at the end of the day, people just want a result. And in their heads, they've convinced themselves that Rashford will get us that result. I don't know how, because the Rashford I've been seeing doesn't seem like he wants to be here, guys. So I don't know how you expect to get a result from somebody who mentally has checked out of playing for us, who said he's ready for a new challenge, but all of a sudden we need him. Look, if our manager decides I'm gonna play him, good for you, Ruben. I don't know why you think that, but I'm happy for you. It's not the end of the world. But
Exactly. I don't think it's the end of the world if he does, right? So yeah, I mean, I feel like we all have a similar understanding on the situation because we want to move forward, and we don't expect it to be all roses and champagne falling from the heavens. We expect to go through some hard times. I mean, Ten Hag said at the beginning of the season, we're not ready. And Ruben Amorim says, we will face tough times, we will hurt, we will suffer. So I feel like the two things are synonymous in the same, in different ways accordingly, but I think they meant the same, that we really aren't ready and we need time. And I think that's realistic fact.
But think about it this way, Mark, right? When, what's his name, Ralph said open heart surgery, what about open heart seems easy? That's my question. It's like one of the most complicated operations to perform. So if we are on board with Ralph saying open heart surgery, what about that process? Even if the surgery is successful, what about the recovery period post surgery? Like it's a long road to even getting healthy. If we're gonna say, I feel like sometimes we say things that sound nice, but we don't fully comprehend what is being said. When Ralph was saying open heart, he was saying we need to open up the club to get to the root of the issues, to clean out the wound, to close it back up, to recover from the crap, and then once we're healthy, fire on all cylinders. That's what open heart surgery is. Like the surgery itself is already complicated. There is going to be a lot of pain that it's gonna come with. Kenny, you're an idiot, bro.
Brother, I hear you, bro. There's gonna be a lot of pain, but I'm gonna bring everybody else back in, bro. And the question for everybody today, right? The only piece of news that this weekend to me, bro, seemed important. It was alarming, bro. Like I went to sleep this thing on my mind and wake up this morning. I had to talk about it, really, because I wasn't planning to do a stream on it particularly, but I had to do one this morning, and I was like, we're in a cost-cutting exercise, everybody, right? We cut 250 employees. We cut the bonuses for all the security staff from 100 to 50. We cut the bonuses from other staff from whatever it is 50%. Okay, we cut all the funding to all the different, ambassador programs, ex-player programs. We cut it completely. They have not received any payments for this year, right? We also plan to cut funding to the foundation in the tune of £1 million, which they would get every year, right? This is a United Foundation, guys. Remember, right? Now, on top of that, we made some bad decisions that cost us £30 million that we just dealt with, right? What's going on with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, guys? I don't know about you, but I feel extremely embarrassed today about this. And people might say I'm mad because we're in debt, but as much as shit as the Glazers was, they never did any of these things.
Oh, I don't know what these Ineos people are doing, man. And they warned us. One of my friends is a fan of Nice. And he was telling me, these guys are not good owners. You're going to find out. My problem is, so now that they are cost cutting, are the Glazers not going to take out dividends? Because last time we checked, what's his name? Avram Glazer slept in a hotel for 2 nights, and they charged Manchester United $250,000. So we are cutting costs, but whose costs are we cutting? The regular people, or the millionaires who actually drove this club into a ditch? So if Jim Ratcliffe wants to come in and say we are cutting costs, great. Well, we don't want to hear that the Glazers took out dividends, because you cutting out £40,000, $1 million here and stuff, and then they are taking £11 million in dividends for each of them. That's hypocrisy. You're being a hypocrite, because we all say the club we are in dire financial straits. Well, don't you think the owners, the Glazers, should say, you know what? Things are not going on quite right. So maybe we should forgo our dividends for the next year or two to aid with this cost-cutting measure. So I get all the cost-cutting nonsense, but if we hear the Glazers taking out dividends, then that's being a hypocrite. And like you said, they fired Ten Hag and paid him, what, $90 million? They've made some really, they brought in Dan Ashworth and they fired him. So
paid him £5 million.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense to me that a club that wants to cut costs is actually paying out stupid money for bad decisions. And then this United Foundation, it's only £40,000. Really? Is that going to make a difference? £40,000? Most of the players in that squad, they are making more than £40,000
a week.
Exactly.
A
week as well.
A week. No, bro. Here what gonna happen? We club captain go say, I go and pay that $1 million this year. I go and pay that 40K. You know what Ineos will do? They will go and pay it. And you know what fans will say? Get rid of Bruno.
Bro, didn't Bruno want to?
I digress, bro.
I digress. And they said no, or something along those lines, bro. Bro, this Sir Jim guy, bro. That guy must have invented PR. Let's be honest, bro. Because that man went on a campaign, bro, when they first got the news that they're pulling through, gonna assemble the Avengers. That man sold Dan Ashworth to us, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, when you add like City Central and people are selling you fake stuff, but they're trying to convince you it's the real deal. That's what that guy did, bro. That guy came in and told us we're gonna put back the Manchester, bro, and started firing Manchester people.
He's all talk, bro. He's all talk, no action, bro.
That man, bro. When people say broke billionaire, bro, people said, yeah, you don't have billions. I say, yo, these people are right, bro. He's legitimately a broke billionaire. This guy knew that we are dead, bro. This guy knew. Because they got the books. Remember that when they came and they viewed everything, they viewed the books, bro. What did you think you were walking into, bro? All of a sudden, codcasting. What kind of codcasting is this, bro? Why are you here if you can't afford to run this thing, bro?
Exactly.
Go back to France.
Exactly.
Go back to France, brother.
Man, fight the people who had the money to buy with debt off, to pay off debt, build new stadium, keep the foundation going, develop the community while they're building a brand new stadium as well. You know, you just keep the good away from United, bro. They just take all the good things from the community for the next 5-10 years, bro.
I'm on the opposite end. Listen, cut. They've been listen, this was gonna happen either way. You just the Glazers.
Not under Qatar, bro.
The Glazers didn't cut. The Glazers didn't cut the things. It's just that Jim Ratcliffe about to come in. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut everything. Then what are you going to do to stop me? This was supposed to happen regardless. Whoever come in was going to do this.
Brother,
come in.
Qatar would have never do this.
No, they won't. They won't.
That was you think. That was you think.
100% sure, bro.
All right. The why come they didn't win? Listen, the simple factor of moving smart. What do you think was gonna happen? Jim Ratcliffe 25% was gonna work. Of course it was gonna work. You think Qatar was gonna go for that overpriced?
I would have overpriced if I was Qatar, bro. I'd be like, bond that.
It was a violation that the Glazers put on it. Then Qatar was like, nah, we're not paying that. That's overpriced. I'm like, okay, there we go. There go Ratcliffe. Listen, Ratcliffe, cutting costs. I like it. Cut more. This is not a family home anymore. This is a business. They're moving this club like a business.
Yeah, you know what? You can say all that. I disagree with you. Okay. So you are cutting costs, but you're still taking dividends. How does that make sense?
No, they said they weren't taking dividends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure? For how long?
2 years or 3 years, no dividends being taken out.
Okay.
They can say all that. They told us.
Yeah.
They said that in the beginning.
Okay. All right.
Newcastle, you see all them Newcastle fans chatting that smartly that they're chatting. Brother, I will see you all tonight. You see tonight, I'll do the watch along for sure. We will see tonight. All that talk about Newcastle go and smoke my Man United, brother. You see when man them talk like that is when the energy does come. When these brothers just turn things around. I know I do expect them to win tonight. But I know we're not getting smoked no time tonight. If we lose, it's by 1 goal. And if we get a win, brother, I'm coming for you.
Last they didn't take dividends. So for 2 more years, they're not be taking out no dividends.
Oh yeah, that's what they said. Let's see what they do.
Actually, for 8 more months.
It's what the paper says. So year 4, when they start taking out dividends, I'm like, okay, I can't do that.
8 more months, bro. That paper was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, I don't know about 8 more months for that. So let me see how it goes. Newcastle can't spend their Saudi money yet, you know. But all that needs to clear.
Newcastle was doing everything to go against the 115 versus Man City.
They was against Man City though.
Huh?
They was against Man City.
Yeah, because they want to spend their money.
Right. So they want to spend their money, but they want to be able to do it the legal way. They want to do it just like how the Premier League outline it. You know, you get. But you see, Newcastle have a big fan base too. People don't know. Newcastle have a huge fan base. Not like United, but compared to the average Premier League club, they have a huge fan base. So they could afford it. They just needed to create the right winning momentum and right positions in the league to justify it. But they could do it. Brother, I'm not even worried about this either. So go ahead. You keep talking about we getting smoked. Every time you say we get smoked, we go win. Remember, I tell you that.
Those are list of my worries. This is the year of suffering, so I'm okay for it.
No, we will suffer, but we can't get smoked, bro.
You know what, Mark? I'm actually excited about January 1st than actually watching the game. Because you have everything you need to see about this team you've already seen. So the question is, how many goals are we going to concede? I don't trust the goalkeeper. I don't trust the defense. In fact, I think Martinez should be sold. Ever since he came back from injury, he's not the same Licha. I think he should be gone. What are we going to find out that we don't already know what's going to? We all know what's going to happen. They're going to concede 1 goal and everybody drops their heads, and then you and I will come back over here and cry and bitch about that shit for like the next 2 hours and wait for January 1st for something to happen. That's what we're waiting for.
I mean, it is what it is. Any last words, guys? About to bring Noah to give a little bit of his opinion shortly. But any last words from you guys?
I'll just say like if you're watching Manchester United and you're waiting for 3 points, you're watching the wrong club. If you're watching for 3 points, you're watching the wrong club. Because I know people out there, they're fiending, like they're scratching their neck, like they want that 3 point, they want that win, they just want that W. Like, listen, this is not the club for that. We're trying to build something. We're trying to build our system. The system that we're trying to build that people want to change. Like, nah. These players don't even know the basic of the system. Some will get sold, not all. Some will get sold, and those that get remain, they still gotta play the system. So yeah, this system must land one way or the other. So if you want 3 points, you want 1 point, you're looking for a win, you're watching the wrong club. That's all I'm gonna say. I repeat, and again, this is
I agree
preseason.
with everything except for
This
the
is
3 points.
preseason
That's
until February 1st.
crazy.
That will let you know if you're still in preseason or not. In February 1st, I'll let you know.
All right. Vegeta, what are you saying?
Bro, I agree with everything but 3 points, bro. We still have to win games. What the hell are we
Bro.
talking about? That's crazy, bro. Like, I understand we won't win every game. I'm not like, we're going to go on a crazy run and win 12,000 games. But we have to win games this season. What are we talking about?
Brother,
You
we have
didn't
to
hear
finish
what I
at the
said,
top. We have to finish at least 10th. I
Yeah,
mean,
you said
I
if I'm
really
watching
don't
a
care
Man
where we
United
finish above 10, but
I'm watching
anywhere
the wrong
around
team.
10th, I could take that this season, bro. I'm not stressed.
Vegeta, I said that because there are some people in the fan base, somebody watching or listening, they're like, "Oh, I need 3 points. I need 3 points." I'm like, calm down. When you get the 3 point, it's just gonna happen. When the 1 point comes, it's just gonna happen. But if you're thinking certain games, I got 3 points, because again, the Wolves game, people are like, "Oh, we'll get the win here. We'll get the win here." People are looking at that Wolves game like, "Yeah, this is easy 3 point." I'm like, you don't know nothing yet.
Dude.
Oh,
But
I mean,
I move on. Like my Newcastle prediction today, I go it's gonna be a draw. I feel like it's a draw. Because
you
Newcastle
and Danny be thinking the same thing.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I not
draw?
gonna predict that yet. No, bring Noah. Let me ask Noah what he's saying.
Nah.
Noah.
Nah.
So we talk about three things today, right? So again,
Hey, guys.
it's a yes, no, and it can give you your summary of the thoughts. But Alphonso Davies won 20 million euros per year as wages to come to United. Danny Olmo, possibly on a free. Let's just say we pay him 10 million euros a year on his wages. It's roughly, it will work out to about 9 million pounds to bring him. Remember, he coming on a free. We're not paying no transfer fee. And of course, the Marcus Rashford and Sir Jim and the no funds to the foundation.
Well, Mark, listen, bro, listen, we'll just have to spend more money to buy new players. Even I know our current players, we need to get rid of them. Like 18 players, in my opinion. Because you know why? Some of them are not good enough, in my opinion. Because listen, I'd rather keep 6 players in my team on the current squad, like Armand Diallo, Kobe Maino, Ugarte, this type of players, even Delight, Euro, and Casemiro, in my opinion. I'd rather keep them. That's my listen. Because some of our players are not even good enough. Listen, I don't know if you are thinking that, listen, Kobe Maino, should he start playing at the 10? Should we? Yes, he should. Because I don't think that system of Ruben Amrons at the 8 for me it's not good enough in my opinion. Because I hope Casemiro plays today, in my opinion, with Ugarte. So you have to press whether if it
He'll
takes.
play today, I think.
Ugarte
he'll play.
suspended. But I think Casemiro will start today.
Yeah, I think he'll play today. Yeah.
I don't know. That means we're done. So if Eriksen's playing, oh my god, we're done.
We don't have
I
much
don't know what
choice
to say because
to be fair, you know.
Isaac is gonna score the hat-trick against us, bro. If this happens,
Nah, I rebuke that statement, bro. Don't repeat it. Thank you. Move on to the
guys,
next
even
statement.
next week we have Liverpool, then FA Cup against Arsenal at Emirates. Bro, it's gonna be tough. We'll have 3 L's in a row. That means
I don't know, bro, but I don't think we could say that because technically Arsenal only could have scored against us with penalties, and we weren't actually performing really well in that game either way.
Set piece headers, like pretty much. I think
So
set
I
piece
feel
They were
headers.
like
set
I'm not too
piece.
keen on the Arsenal beating us. I feel like we could probably scrape a win there. I think tonight gonna be a drastic situation. We gotta defend for our lives, but we could come out with something. It's the Liverpool one I'm a little bit worried about. So we
Yeah,
go
they're
into
the most
Anfield.
scariest team.
That
Because
one go test my
yesterday
sanity,
they
bro.
beat 5-0.
Trust.
Salah, oh my god. Bro, that one, the player it scares me. Even Jota as well. These players, even Diaz, one of them. I don't know how we're gonna solve it. Even our defending is too weak. Even our goalkeepers, they are weak as well. Even midfield. I call this Bruno Fernandes. This guy is a crap. But I'm glad he will not play today. But next week he'll be crap against Liverpool.
Hey, you know, the one thing I don't understand
We're
why
suffering.
Mendes always have to go at Bruno, bro. And I will always defend them, boy, because you know why? I feel like men them don't understand that sometimes, bro, a player will have a bad game, bro. And while we expect a lot from Bruno, the reason why we have Bruno to those high standards is because of the quality he have. We don't keep those standards for most of the players in the squad, bro. Just remember that. It's because over the last 5 years, our most consistent performer is Bruno. And that's just facts, right?
Yeah, yeah, I understand because of the different manager that they had. That we had was Ole, even Ten Hag at that time. Listen, Bruno Fernandes, the best season that he ever had was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's the only thing fact we can agree on that. Listen, the only thing reason that the performance that he could not even taking up the levels that he didn't press too well. That's on him. Because
No,
for
I
me,
think it's
listen,
who he playing with, bro. I think he playing with players who not that intelligible. I feel like we need to consider that, the collection of the team is the performance. And it have a lot of players in the squad who really haven't taken their performances up levels. And they've been at Man United multiple seasons. And they've been pretty much the same season in, season out, season in, season out. Now it have some other players who showing levels. Ahmad, Mazraoui, those guys showing levels consistently this season. So we could say that, if we get more players who will show levels, take levels up, improve the players around them, our team will get better because, yeah, we could take Bruno out.
yeah,
But if no one step up to take his place, then it's not really making sense. If we sell Bruno and we have no one in the team who wants step up to do the job week in, week out, that he was doing, regardless of if we think he's a good captain or if we think he's the best player on the team or what, he's one of the top creators in our team. So half of the goals we scored from since he came to the club till now, 50%, 51% of them, as a fact, he contributed to, if not scored himself. So we need someone who go and replace that. To get someone like that, excuse, I think will cost us at least between 70 to 100 mil, unless we really get creative and lucky with a new signing. Now, I think Danny Olmo could be present an option like that. He's not the number one midfielder in the world, but he's a very good industrious attacking midfielder that could score goals and probably take Bruno's place. He could also play next to Bruno in the 2-10 option. So I feel like now with this new manager who's only been here for 5 weeks, playing a new system, new formation, with new strategies for the players, I feel it's a little bit hard
yeah, I
done to
understand. Yeah,
write
Mark.
off some players or blame some players. I feel like, yeah, we know it have some players consistently over the last 18 months have not performed well, but realistically, we have bigger problems than just Bruno. So, like, if selling Bruno is not really going to solve a major problem. He's not the worst midfielder we have. You know what I mean? I feel like we should sell Eriksen before we sell Bruno.
Yeah, listen, we have a long way to go. I know. Selling these players, I know. Maybe at the end of the season, we could get rid of some of the players in generally, like Rashford, for example. He's gonna leave, 100%. That's a fact. Even maybe Garnacho, he would leave, in my opinion, because this guy cannot stay any longer. Because this guy, he gives it, the worst performance that we ever had, bringing a talent that from teacher of like Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. I don't know what to say, but this season has been suffering because of our former manager. It's all because of him. Because I told you. Well, anyway, right now, if we win this against Newcastle, that means we're 11, still in the mid-table to get out of this situation. Listen, I hope next year we hope finishing in top 10 minimum. So we'd rather
I
focusing
mean, next
in the
year's
Europa League.
in 2
That's
days.
the only way, Mark.
You see?
That's I can give my opinion. This is
Of
all I can
course.
say.
I just think that, bro, like, you know, some things that we know before and some things we know now, and to put them together, for me, it don't really equal some of this, the actual situation as it is. I just think we have a lot of problems, not really based on just the manager we had before,
Okay.
more based on the fact that players that we have in the squad now, they don't give the level of effort they should, and some of them probably just not good enough. Most of them are not the finished article, to be fair. We have at least 7 players in this squad that's still developing between the ages of 20 to 23. And I think that's a huge issue, especially for fans who expect to see consistent winning. Because these brothers not going to give you that. They're still not the finished article. Some of them may not develop into a Premier League Manchester United level player. Some of them might. And we still also have to remember the fact that they have other players in the team more experience who not actually leading them the right way. So it's a long road back, bro. And to be honest, while I disagree with your Bruno opinion, I can't disagree with much more. You know, I do disagree with the Ten Hag situation. I don't think Ten Hag lead us with a worse team than we had before he came here, but that's relative.
Listen, Mark, my last question is I'm going to tell you, and you have to be serious, be honest. Who would you keep your current player and get rid of that you want to stay? You know, for the players.
Who would I keep currently? To be honest, bro, I don't know, because the manager only been here 5 weeks. I didn't really see enough of these players playing in the formation. For the last 3 years, though, I will be honest, I wanted Rashford sold, Lindelof gone, Luke Shaw gone. You know, I mean, I never wanted Christian Eriksen. I don't really rate him too much, to be fair. And
Maguire.
I don't mind. Like, well, Maguire for me, bro. Last season I was gaining my blind, but yeah, he could go too. So for me, those 5 players, those are the players I want gone from the current squad that we have, for sure.
What about
I want them gone. Other players, yeah, definitely Luke Shaw, bro. That dude should be gone years ago. He's the original glass man, not
Mount
Anthony Martial.
Mount as well.
Missing Mount too, yes.
Yeah, I never wanted Mount neither. But you know, some men may say I wrong about Mount. I give him Mount a blight. He just come to the club. He been here. He haven't played much games.
Mason Mount, you know what, Mark? You know what Mason's Mount GAs is basically games and appearances. That's what, bro. That's what he is, bro.
I'm gonna tell you,
games and appearances.
My biggest problem with Mason Mount is his biggest compliment. He's amazing off the ball, right?
Yeah, but
this is football.
I agree with that.
This is football. This is not off the ball. This is football.
You know, Mark, it's like having a beautiful woman, but she's always on her period. Well, what's the point?
I was thinking that.
What was the point? You know what I'm saying? She's so beautiful. She's amazing. Yeah, but she's always on her period. Okay.
So I do disagree with you there. I just feel like it's the same thing that we complained about Ten Hag. You know, I just feel, for me, I never brought it up because I'm always of the opinion let the manager manage. I don't care who start, as long as United get a good result, we have a good performance, and we win the game. I don't care who start. But some people care about who starts. And to be fair, for me, Rashford, my criticism is he don't never show his true potential, which I know he has way more talent and ability than he show currently for the last 18 months. And then 18 months before the 22-23, 18 months again before 2019-20. I think, for me, no, I'm not trying to be funny, you know. I just feel like when he wants to turn it on, it comes on and he's brilliant. And then after that, it's like he can't be asked. I do have a problem with that. So for me, I think he was one of the sticks that we beat Ten Hag with and sacked Ten Hag for. Yeah, let him stay out of the team. We don't need him. The only thing we need is a good performance from the starting 11, whoever they may be. Whether it's be Dan Gore Jr. in there, whether they bring up Ethan Wheatley, I don't care. And I will remain saying this, brothers. I do not care who starts for United. As long as United performs well and we win, brother, the team sheet is irrelevant. Because regardless of what it takes, they're all Man United players for me. And once we win, Man United wins. The end. You know what I mean? I do have my favorite players, but bro, I'm not even so stressed about them starting or coming off the bench. Really not. You know what I mean? I know why Bruno starts. He's the captain. I don't think a lot of people has wrapped their head around that. He starts 90% of games just because he's captain. Nothing else. And if you go to games, I'm not saying you don't see it, but when you're in the stadium and you sit down watching the game where you're not following the ball, Bruno is the one that keeps everyone moving in the right positions. You're always telling this one, hey, you need to come up and pull on this guy. You need to do this, you need to do that. So it looks like you're always chatting rubbish. But when you see the shape of the team after 15 minutes, after you start chatting rubbish, the players be more compact and there's be more focus on the game. So it is what it is. I'm not too mad at him getting red cards. Roy Keane had way more in one season than Bruno had in the last 18 months. So for me, I don't want to hear the red card problem on the captain. Because our best captain used to get red cards every other 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? So
yep.
I would like to first thank everyone in the chat and everyone on the screen. Big up to my famous panel. Big up to Vegeta Mark in the building. Halftime, guys. Please support Halftime with Vegeta and the therapy stream. It's a very good podcast. Trust me, as a Man United fan. I am super optimistic, but sometimes I need to hear his therapy sessions so I could be good for the watch-alongs after now. And therefore, big up to Noah for coming in. Big up to Rick Amank as well. Kenny fan, don't be a stranger, broski. It's always good to have you on the stream. Big up to Olmo.
Absolutely.
I know it'd be a little difficult, bro. You know what I mean?
Me, I'm calm.
Yeah, I know you're calm, but I don't like your view on Ineos right now. But we could agree on another day. I'm just telling you.
Mark. I'm calm. I'm waiting till February 1st.
I just want everybody to know I'm not the one that's saying this, but I'm going to repeat it.
Issues. Come February 1st.
Okay. Before you guys go, one last question. So what if February 1st comes and then they bring in Ralph Rangnick as director of football? Would you change your opinion on Ineos?
Listen, I'm waiting till February 1st. There's things that they have to do, and they know what they have to do. Come February 1st, I'm expecting changes. So I'm expecting some key players to be in the lineup.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll change how I feel about them yet. I'm just watching for
We'll
now.
have to get rid of the players first. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
that too. Some sales need to happen. Some sale must happen.
Yeah, they need to get rid of these criminals, bro.
Kenny, I like that one. But here, Wata, you ask my question. What would change my opinion on Ineos? See this right here. See if they bring this guy back.
Who?
I am Ineos in.
Which
I am Ineos in so long he is in a contract. So if he's in contract 5 seasons, I'm Ineos in for 5 seasons, guys. Telling you all now, I will be totally biased and shameless. If Ineos bring this guy back, I'm Ineos in. I'm telling you all now.
Which guy?
I'm putting my hands up early. Telling you all now. It's a little ashy.
Mason Greenwood?
Yeah, Mason Voldemort.
Listen to me. He comes back. We will no longer be worried about fighting for relegation. I guarantee you. And if that doesn't happen, you guys could come find me. You know where I am on the channel. Smash a like, subscribe. Don't forget, it helps the channel grow. Trying to get to 3K by tomorrow night, midnight, guys. So you guys have to really help me today. Today, you need to share it around and speak out aloud about the channel and about the community. But to be fair, yeah, I think That's what I think. It's my one shameless take. If anyone disagrees, you're welcome to.
Next year, listen, this is road to 10K to Markin.
Next year. Big
Bro,
up to you, bro.
Big up, Noah.
Road to
Big up.
monetization. That's all I'm saying.
How's that?
Road to monetization. That's all I'm saying.
Don't worry, bro. We're gonna get you there, bro. Trust. We're getting you there, Kenny there. You guys will be there very soon. Andrex as well. You know what I mean? Watch along tonight. So, guys, don't forget, come in. We will be here at 8:30. No, 7:30 UK. My bad. I always forget I'm CT. So 7:30 UK, guys, come in. We'll be having the watch along, of course. It will be live on Vegeta's channel. It will also be live on Football Power Hour as well as my channel, D-Hub TV as well, guys. So tune in. You know, I don't know if Kenny wants to do the co-stream with us as well, but he's welcome to. So if he does, it will be live on his channel as well. Guys, please support all of the channels in the network. Power to all of you. Love and respect. And you know what? Glory, glory, Man United. It's a dark time, but we're going to weather the storm, guys. We'll come true.
Big up, guys.
Yeah. Big up to everyone.
Big up. Okay.
Baby.